Firstly, quickly looking back to last weekend, it must have been obviously a very satisfying result against Tamworth, and one that maybe looking back at last season, it might have been a different outcome.
Well, I think that can be the case in any season. I think it's important that we win our home games, and as I said before the game, they are always the type of opponents that go and take points when you least expect them. So it's crucial that you don't slip up.
And off the back of that, Luke Berry then won the Conference Player of the Month award. What were your feelings on that one?
Well, look, I think he's come out and said all the right things, that it's a reward for the group.
I mean, I suppose that's the thing, really. Do you feel that yourself, that it is recognition for how the team's doing as a whole?
Yeah, I mean, look, somebody has to pick out an individual. But as Lucas said, I think it could have been any number of our players. So he was chosen, and arguably rightly so. But I think it's recognition for the way the team's been playing.
I know last season you sometimes mentioned that you can only really look at form or consistency over maybe a 10 or 15 game period. But what would your assessment be so far in terms of how you feel you're getting towards that?
Well, look, it's a good start, but that's all it is. And we've at no stage throughout the pre-season or early season have made any hot air or noises about what we can and what we can't do, other than the fact that we'd like to challenge. So, we're certainly not getting carried away, but it is a good start.
And just following on from that, I mean, do you feel the balance of the sides about right, or are there things you still feel need to sort of be worked on a bit?
I think there's a lot more to come. We haven't seen the team really with Elliot in amongst it yet, you're always looking to improve. So I think there's a lot more to come.
I mean, we're down in your gym at the club today, so can you explain a bit about the work you do here and why we're down here today?
Well, a couple of weeks ago we were at David Lloyd's, which is obviously a terrific facility for us, but as we said on the day, we use that a lot for recovery and rehab rather than as a working gym, because this is our working gym. We come in here probably twice a week, and this is where they do all their strength and conditioning, really. So it's been updated, and we now have someone that is going to manage the place so that we can utilise it with the general public as well as our group.
And just looking ahead to this weekend, you've obviously got Hyde away. They haven't had a great start to the season, but it looks like they've had quite a tough sort of run of games, to be honest. Do you feel there's a touch of that second season syndrome thing with them, though?
No, I don't. I think you can qualify tough start or not a great start, maybe in terms of points and the way it looks, but I'm very fortunate that I can see all their games on my iPad. And I'll surprise people by saying that until Brizzle gets sent off at Forest Green after 18 minutes, they could be 3 up. They're the best team. And by half-time, they're losing 4-0. If you take that game out of it, they've drawn 2-2 with Wrexham. They've drawn 2-2 with Hereford. They lost 3-2 very late at Barnet last week. They've lost 2-1 at home to Southport, who, by the way, what a good team they are so far. And they lost the other game. It escapes me who they played by 1 goal. They're playing perfectly well. Fine, no problem. And if we think this is going to be anything other than what we normally get, then we're going to be sadly mistaken, and we're going to catch a cold, because I've been impressed with the way they're playing. Very impressed. They've got threats up front. So we're going to have to be really good.